Well, I'm Joseph, for those who haven't had a chance to meet properly yet. And this is the Making Money Easy course. You already know it. He was here for the orientation. And we're going to talk about all the stuff that has to do with money. All of the biases that we have about money, everything that we were taught inaccurately about money, taught wrong about money. And the next, it's, of course, it's 6 months. The last 90 days, we continue teaching, but in between teaching, between classes, the homework is to go make some money. And we start talking about why didn't you, what happened, why didn't you ask, what did you say, how did you close. So in real time, while you're trying to do it, we're talking about what's going on so you can get good at it. And we had one lady, she was up to like $500. And so what she realized after a while is, man, like I can make money when I feel like it. And that's the idea. The truth of the matter is you can make money when you feel like it. You just got to know how to make it. And one of my examples I like to use is when you go to a refrigerator as a kid, and if you got kids, you see them do it. You just came from the grocery store, they open the refrigerator and say, ain't nothing in here to eat. They open in the cabinets, ain't nothing to eat. You're like, go make you something, ain't nothing in here. Well, I went to go shopping yesterday, I know it's something in there. And they're looking at resources. And so you come in behind them and say, move out the way. And you make a meal out of what they just looked at and said, nothing's here. You guys understand that?
Oh, yeah.
And so the resources are always present. It's that they didn't know what to do with the resources. And it's the same way with money. I watch people have money-making opportunities right in front of them. I watch people have people in their lives who are phenomenal in the interest of somehow making you more money. And like people introduce me to somebody, and you give me 2 weeks, and we got a new company started. And like, you've been knowing this guy for 10 years. You didn't realize that we could have. You had no idea that this lady was a lady that could do such and such and such and such. No. So she's been in your life all this time. I met her, and in a week I figured out we need to partner on some things. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's in front of you. And I talk to people all the time. They say, no, it just ain't nothing in Jacksonville to do. No, I just don't have no skill. No, I just, no, there's nobody in my life that's, and it's like, no. It's just like the kids open the refrigerator. Ain't nothing in here. No, there's something in there. If you know how to see it, recognize what you're looking at, and then know what to do with it, you can create something masterful. And that's the idea of what this class is about. I haven't seen any other class that's focused on teaching people how to make money, just how to increase their ability to make money. So I'm excited about being able to do this. So. And we doing the orientation, I'm gonna go over a little bit of that real quick. You gotta, I said there's 3 ways or 3 reasons that people are not making more money. One is they don't believe they deserve it, and you got to believe that you deserve it. If you don't believe that you deserve it, you'll continue to take whatever you're given. And I am the kind of person that I will not just take what you give me. And I understand being appreciative. I understand, I'm blessed. I'm a Christian guy. I understand that. But I also understand what value I bring to the table. And I know how to negotiate that value. I know what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? So you have to believe that you deserve it. If you don't, you'll just continue to settle. And that's in life in general. I'm a huge fan. I fight for the things that I enjoy. I typically ask people, what do you love to do? And they'll spit it out. And I say, well, how often do you do it? Guess what the answer is? Almost never. So if the thing that you love to do, you never do it, what are you doing? And so I deserve the best life possible. I deserve to love what I'm doing. If I'm going to be married, I'm going to love it. If I'm going to have children, I'm going to love it. If I'm going to have a job, I'm going to love it. Or I'm not doing it.
Right.
Because I deserve the best.
Right.
And you got to believe that. If you don't believe that, you're already failing. The second thing is you got to know how to market who you are effectively and consistently. And I put in between who you are, your value. You got to know who you got to know how to market who you are, or you got to know how to market your value, or you got to know your value. And it's got to be effectively and consistently. I am always closing. You ever heard somebody say, there's this thing we say ABC, always be closing. I'm always closing. I don't care. I could be in a grocery store. I'm closing.
Can you repeat the last part of what you said?
Know how to market who you are or your value, in parentheses, effectively and consistently. I'm always closing. I'm always closing. I'm always closing. I'm always closing. I could be in a grocery store talking to somebody, and in a matter-of-fact way, I'm going to figure out what they need, and I'm going to close them when I got your answer. And for example, a friend of mine I called him actually. I needed a couple bucks. I needed a couple bucks. I was a little short. I was trying to do some things. And so I called a friend of mine who's running for city council. And he says, I said, hey man, what's going on? I know you're running. I know you reached out to me. I'm dealing with this stuff with my kid and his mom. So I apologize for being kind of off the radar a little bit. But you know, I definitely in support of what you got going on. Are you still meeting with people? What are you doing? And he was like, yeah, man. I said, so how's the campaign going? I'm just asking questions. I'm listening to understand. And he said, yeah, I had to let go of this campaign man. He said, I done had 3 campaign managers and da-da-da-da. I said, you know what, man? So I'm listening. He's talking, some of the plight that he's got, and I'm like, I can fix that. I said, okay, look, what are you working with financially right now with the campaign? He told me. I said, for X amount of thousands of dollars, I'll come over and I'll do it. He just said, okay, cool. And the conversation wasn't that cut and dry, but it was just, I just saw, I said, let me call this guy, check on him. If I'm having a conversation with you, I'm closing something. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me you're trying to lose weight and you're having a hard time, I got you. Yeah, you know what? I know somebody. Let me see what I can put together for you. Or, I think I can help you do something like that. And it's just, and I'm always closing. I'm finding out what the pain point is, and I'm building my value up for that pain point, and I'm closing. So it's consistent. I'm always closing. You know, and as we move on, we're gonna get into how to ask closing questions, how to listen, how to close the deal, how to be unafraid of who you are, how to understand what your value is. Because if you don't understand what your value is, you're going to settle for less. And one thing I ask people all the time is, what's your value? What are you worth? And they'll tell me what they think they're worth. And I ask them, well, how much money do you make an hour? And they'll tell me. I say, well, that's what your value is. That's what you're worth. No. I said, no, that's what you're worth. I know Jesus made you, and to him you're worth a whole lot. But to the marketplace, you're worth $10. Your hour is worth $10. And don't be upset about it. Like, there's no way in the world I would do something for $10 for my hour. And I'm not knocking people who do particularly. I wouldn't. My value's worth more than $10. My value's worth more than $50. You have to decide what your value is. How much is your hour worth? And I hear people say, man, they make it $13 an hour. I can't wait. And I'm like, well, God bless you, but I'm not worth $13 an hour. A friend of mine, a mentor of mine, somebody offered him a job making $90,000 a year. He said, man, you got me told what? You know how much money you would have to pay me to get a job? He wasn't taking $90,000 a year. His year's worth more than $90,000 to him. He got a company that does, I think $8 million a year.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to try to give him $90,000 for his year?
Wow.
So again, what's your value? What is your hour worth? What is your year worth to you? You have to decide it. Nobody's going to just decide that your value is what it is and it matches what it really is. That's not how it works. And if it happens, it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, you got to know that. And then also the third thing is your ability to negotiate more pay. And most people don't possess an ability to negotiate, period. You have to be able to negotiate more pay. And ask as many questions as you want to. Start thinking about you. Start thinking about what you're doing. Start thinking about what you're working with. And so the ability to negotiate more pay, or the ability to negotiate, because when I first talked to the guy, he was telling me what he had, and I was like, how? He said, I can do this, that, and the other. And again, I didn't go crazy. He said, I can give you this amount of money per week. And I said, how much is that for 7 weeks? And he did the math on it. Then I added $500 to it. I said, well, give me this, and I'll do it. But I was clever about how I discussed it with him. When he said, well, I could probably, because I said, well, what's your budget like? Well, what you feel like you could do comfortably? I already had a number in my head, because I know what I'm worth. And I said, yeah, I said, I gotta do something, man. I gotta have something in there, because I got my businesses, and I'm gonna do it. It's gonna take some time. And I said, so what you guys can do? And he gave me a weekly thing. I already had in my mind what chunk I wanted. So I didn't want to dumb it down to a week in his mind. You see what I'm saying? So I said, okay. And I didn't say, no, I don't want to do it for a weekly. I didn't go into that silliness. I'm listening carefully. So that's why I said, okay, how much is that over the 7 weeks you still have left in the campaign? And then he gave me a round number because he did the math on it. And I was like, and it was just perfect setup. And I said, and not in a bad way,
Right.
So once he gave me that number that it equaled, I said, cool. And I added $500. I said, so give me that, and I'll do it. And he said, I can pull that off. And then he said, I want to give it to you over. I want to give it to you in threes. This in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And I said, okay, that's what's up. And I let it go. And then we met the last time to find out the details. I said, hey man, I looked at what I got going on, what my schedule is. What I would prefer is to be done in 2. Give me this amount of thousand the end of this week, the first week, and the week before the elections, give me the other one. He said, why would you do that? Because I can't afford for him to be like in the middle, hey, I don't think you're doing a good job. I'm not going to give you that middle payment. I'm always thinking. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, because now I'm putting me in your scrutiny. So I'm not going to do that. But I didn't go into that with him. You see what I'm saying? I just knew. I said, nah, if we do 3 and 2 or 3 weeks in, he feel like he ain't getting what he want to get, he can leverage that second payment over my head. Not doing that. I know my value. I'm not going to do that. You're not going to do that to me. So I said, no, let's do it in 2. You give me this one a week, then at the end of the week, week before the election, I'll feel comfortable with that. He said, okay. But again, negotiate. Deciding what you want, what works best for you. And at the same time, not trying to rob the other person. But again, without these 3 things, you'll never make the kind of money that you should be making. If you don't believe you deserve it, if you don't know your own value and how to represent that value, and if you don't know how to negotiate, you're never going to get to where you're trying to go. People that don't know these 3 things just take whatever is put in front of them. Which is why most people fail. Because what's mostly put in front of people is, I'll just tell you what I'm going to pay you. And you say, okay. Or you have a business and you tell people what you're selling. Hey, I got a widget for sale. And all they say is, okay. But you didn't present a value for it. You didn't negotiate. Nobody's just gonna buy your thing. So you either wind up being an employee to take whatever you're given, or you're a business owner trying to sell a widget without selling a widget. You know what I'm saying? Because I deserve it. So when I put my widgets for sale, they were like, nah, I don't know if I can afford that. You know what I asked? I understand, man. Where you working at right now? I don't just say, okay. I deserve it. I know his money's going to somebody. He told me he can't afford it. He gonna leave here and go buy some gas. He gonna leave here and go buy a cheeseburger. He gonna leave here and go pay his cable bill. So whatever. I deserve it. And if I don't deserve it, does Comcast deserve it? Does Panera Bread deserve it? Do Wendy's deserve it? No, they don't deserve it. Not over me. Man, I can't afford that right now. I don't mind asking. Yeah, I get it, man. Where you working at right now? I'm working at IBM or whatever. I don't even think I have IBM anymore, do they? I work at AT&T. Oh yeah, that sounds like an amazingly fun job. What do you do there? I work in the office. I run the whole department. Oh wow, man, you must be some kind of leader. Yeah, whatever. I said, but the pay must have started off really, really low though. No, man, the pay actually started off real good. That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really good. I said, so what you doing with your money then? So why don't you hook me up and go and get this little widget right here? I'm finna just accept I can't afford it when I know you're going to leave here and go buy something. But that's what people do because they think they deserve it. And if you don't deserve it, then Walmart does. I don't just accept what people put in front of me. So I don't just accept the no either. You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to get to that point. And if you never get there, you'll never do what you're trying to do. You never get to where you're trying to go financially. So I want to talk about the control and understanding your emotions.
Did you say number 3? What number 3 was?
Number 3 was ability to negotiate for more pay.
Okay. Oh, I have it right here. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So you said control and understanding.
Control and understand your emotional connection to money. And you can never let money influence your thinking and behavior. And what I mean by that is so many people are emotionally moved by finances. And for most people, it's in the area of fear. And you can't let money be a determining factor of why you do a thing. And it's a fine line there. It's a very fine line there. There's a verse in the Bible that says, the love of money is the root of all evil. We know this verse. That's a verse we all hear all the time. But there's another verse in the Bible that says, money answers all things. Nobody ever talks about that verse. And what I try to get people to understand is they're both true. The love of money is the root to evil. People will do some messed up stuff because they love money. But money also answers all things. Because think about a problem you have right now that if you put a dollar amount in front of it, it won't go away. Think about it. Whatever issues you have right now, the great majority of them, you put a dollar amount in front of it, and it goes away. And that's what people don't understand. They say, well, I'm sick. Yeah, you had enough money, you go to the hospital. I do go to the hospital. I mean like what millionaires go to the hospital. The inexhaustible kind of money for whatever you need to cure your ailment. It's amazing to me how so many people who got money survive cancer. And the people who don't have none are dying. It's amazing to me how people who got money survive AIDS. And people who don't got money don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it means when money answers all things. Very few things that you go through that you have going on, barring maybe some relationship stuff, and even some of that, you put the right amount of money in it properly, it fixes. And so you got to reconcile the fact that money answers all things, and the root of and the love of money is the root of all evil. And one of the things I say about the word "all," it's interesting when I see the word "all" in the Bible, because like if you're married and you know how you say something like, "All you ever do, husband, is," right? You ever heard somebody say that? She don't never, bruh, never. Okay, yeah, not never. You know what I'm saying? He always come home from work late. Always? Or maybe 30 years. And always? That's not true. Do you know what I'm saying? So always and all and never, those are words that humans can't really utter. Not honestly. You guys understand that? But when I see words in the Bible like money answers all things, the love of money is the root of all evil, I say, okay. So all is a very impactful and all-encompassing word. So I have to figure out how to reconcile the fact that the wrong relationship with money messes stuff up. The right relationship with money fixes everything. How do I marry those two ideas together? because one is not true and the other one's a lie, and they don't contradict. So that must mean there's a congruent unification of the understanding. You see what I'm saying? And so when people have the wrong emotions tied to finances, you can't make a decision based on how you feel. I never make a decision just because I can afford something doesn't mean I buy it. And now this is the kicker. Just because I cannot afford it doesn't mean I don't. I do what's right at the time. And I don't let money govern how I feel. And you know, we got into it a little bit. The fact that we're afraid sometimes to ask for money. We're afraid to talk about money. We have improper emotional stigmas concerning money. We're taught that, you know, it's rude to talk about money. Wealthy people don't think that. We're taught not to ask for money at a young age. Wealthy people don't teach their children that. We're taught, quit selling everything. You shady joker, give it away. He always trying to sell something. He always got some scheme. How come poor people think like that? There's nothing wrong with a kid that's always got some scheme, as long as it's legal. It's your job as a parent to say, buddy, nothing is wrong with the fact that you want to sell some stuff, that you got this idea to create a system to make more money for yourself. Nothing's wrong with that. A parent says, let me show you how to do it right. Let me show you how to do it honestly. Let me show you how to do it with honor and integrity. No, but we hear all of the wrong stuff, and it gets attached to our emotions. Then we get grown and say, I want to own a business. How are you going to do that when you have every negative view about money? One of the hardest things for me to get over was asking for money when I started working. Because I was like, no, if you don't know how to ask for money and ask for more money and ask for money all the time. I'm always asking for money. I just put on Facebook the other day for fun. My son turned 2 years old. And I put a little post on Facebook as if it was him talking. And it says something like, I'm hanging out with Daddy, it's my birthday, we're having a lot of fun. Here's my Cash App, if you want to be a blessing to me. It's a Joshua birthday, you know. But I'm always asking for money. Why not? People are going to think I ain't got none. I don't care what they think. You know what I'm saying? People think you're just money hungry. I don't care what they think. I can line up hundreds of people of light bills I have paid, car notes I have paid, helping people pay their rent. So I don't care what you think. I can't help these people if I don't got no money. So I'm always asking for money. I'm not afraid to ask for money. I'm not afraid to ask for more money. I'm not afraid to ask you how much you make. Where you working at? What you doing with your money? Why you broke? Well, that's just rude. I don't care what you think. I'm not going to say it mean or nasty, but I'm not going to not ask. I'm not afraid to talk about money. Especially if I'm selling something. And I got a seminars coming up, people are like, yeah, you know, I got to, they were like, I got to work. I said, take off. What you mean you tell people to take off? They take off to go out of town. They took off when their cousin came to town. They took off when their boyfriend came to visit. They took off when their mama got here. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't care what you think and how you feel. I deserve this. And you got to see it that way. You got to look at what you're selling. And first, you're selling you. Are you worth it? And if you don't know how to tie, and this is a hard thing for the people to emotionally too, you gotta learn how to tie the value of a thing to $1. And not to judge people, but to know what you're working with. And again, if you don't understand something, just ask me. Say, hey, explain that. So what I mean by that is this. We have a hard time, again, with the wrong emotions associated with money, assigning a dollar value to stuff. For instance, we run to the gas station, 40 minutes away, 30 minutes away because it's 10 cents less. But the time it took you to get there, if your dollar is worth $20, even if it's worth 10, you just told me that your hour is worth $10. You drove 10 miles 30 minutes out of the way to save 10 cents. You got to know how to assign a dollar value to stuff, to your time, to relationships, to opportunities, to things that you're doing, to people. I'm wasting my time with this girl. We talk every day, all day about nothing for 3 hours. She is costing me money. We can't be chatting like that. She work at UPS. She ain't trying to do nothing different. This relationship costs me money. So, or don't say you want to be wealthy. Say you want to just get by. Because if you want to be wealthy, if you want to create a space in your life where you do what you want to do when you feel like doing it, because you got the money to do it, that don't come by wasting money. See, I don't waste money. Yes, you do. The time it takes you to drive to that gas station, the 3 hours you spent talking to your mama, it's all wasting money.
Okay. Can you go back and repeat that? I'm missing a word. You have to learn how to tie the value of money to a dollar. What did you say?
Learn how to assign a dollar value to things. Because when you assign a dollar value to things, you don't waste stuff. You can sit in the house and read a book about how to make, how to make more money. Guess what you're doing? You're earning money. That's going to make you more money. A young lady that I'm working with right now, she just took a job. She had two. What's up, man? Go around there if you don't mind. Come this way. Come this way. Oh, you good? A young lady I'm working with, she had two job opportunities. One was really in her field, her college degree field, making a little bit more than the one she actually took. But the one she actually took is a little bit off kilter from her actual job description by degree. It paid a little bit less. And she asked me, which job should I take? I said, I think you should take the other one. She said, why? I said, because you're going to get an opportunity to lead. She's over an after-school program. And she has a social work degree. And the other job was going to pay a little more. She was going to be working in the office doing typical social work stuff. This one here, she works in an office, then she goes to the school and manages like 60, 70 kids, and then like 8 employees on top of that. And I told her, I said, this one here, I said, don't go for the money. You keep telling me you want to do this. You keep telling me you want to do that. You keep telling me you want to make more money. You keep telling me all these ideas you have. This one here is going to get you there. Now you get a chance to practice leadership. Not just with the 8 people that's over you, that you're over, but also with the 60 kids that's under them. And the relationships. And the other day I said 2 things I told her. I said, it's not about the money. It's about, I said, what you learn is going to make you more money in the long run. And I told her, I said, now practice. I said, this ain't your stuff. And this is a sidebar. That job you have, it ain't yours. So why are you frustrated? It ain't your stuff. Now imagine if I came to your house, Sophia, and you have one of those pretty little such and suches on your table, in the glass table, in the center of your glass table. And I tell you, hey, I wouldn't put that there because that's kind of heavy. What if it breaks your glass? I think it should go on the dining room table in the middle because it's a wooden table. And you say, no, I'm straight. I want to keep it here. I like how it looks. I'm not going to get frustrated. That's not my house. That's not my table. That's not my stuff. So why are you at jobs and at work frustrated about what they doing in their stuff? So I told this young lady, I said, that ain't yours. Don't let it get on your nerves. I said, you the boss. You know, she got bosses over her, but in that particular thing, you the boss. I said, take this time to practice leadership. Say stuff you wouldn't normally say. Do stuff you wouldn't normally do. Try techniques you wouldn't normally try. Just because you don't care, it ain't mine. I said, don't get me wrong, I said, do it excellently, but it ain't yours. Why do you care? Why do you let it make you afraid? Why are you worried? Why are you tripping? It ain't your stuff. I said, so use it as I said, treat it like it's yours, meaning you behave excellent here. You still come early. You still leave late. You do stuff you weren't asked to do. So treat it like it's yours. But remember, that ain't mine. I don't care what y'all doing around here. So take off the pressure of they get them on, stop it, that ain't even your stuff. And then remember, because it's not mine, I ain't tripping. I'm just finna practice my leadership. I'm finna see how to get the boss to do what I want him to do. I'm finna practice. Let me see if I can get that manager to check me out and give me a little promotion. Let me see what I know. Just practice. Have fun. It ain't yours. You see what I'm saying? So the wrong attachments or the wrong emotions attached to money have you making poor decisions. And so when she took that job that was making less money, it actually had more value because it's making her the woman she wants to be, and it's going to require her to be to take her business, because she got a business on the side, to the next level. But your ability to know how to assign a dollar value to stuff helps it happen. You see what I'm saying? I ain't finna go waste 2 hours at the movie theater watching that movie. Now there's movies I will go watch, but it's the ones I won't. Why not go watch that one? That's 2 hours of my life I can't get back that cost me whatever my hour is worth. Did you just tell me your hour was worth $10? That's $20 you just spent on the movie. So you spent $20 on the movie plus what it costs to get in the movie. You want this one? Think about that. So you spend 2 hours. You go to the movies for 2 hours. Your hour is worth $10. That's what the marketplace has said, and you said okay, because you took it. So your hour is worth $10. You go watch a movie that costs that 2 hours. That's a $20 movie that you just watched, and it costs $10 to get in. Well, yeah, and some cost $12 to get in. So my point is, you just spent $30 watching the movie.
Don't forget the popcorn.
And don't forget the popcorn. So, but do you get my point? Yeah. When you start seeing life like that, you realize, why would I go spend $20 on the movie of my time? Why would I spend, 4 hours hanging out with the girls, and they ain't talking about nothing except for why they mad at their husbands? That's $40 I just spent hanging out with y'all. So it cost me $40, and I feel negative now. And digging myself out of that negative hole cost me money. Because what I want to do now, go shopping. What I want to do now, stop and get me a little something to eat that I wouldn't normally buy. Do you guys get it? When you start changing the way you view money and assigning a dollar value to stuff, you change what you're doing. That's the first mindset you got to change if you're talking about going out there and making a lot of money. You don't understand the value of a dollar relative to your value, which is why, back to that whole thing, we take whatever anybody give us. We take any excuse that they give us, and we take whatever amount of money they give us, because we don't understand. And you can't have these messed up emotional views about money. You can't be afraid to talk about it. Ask questions. How are you going to get money out of people if you don't ask questions? How are you going to get money out of people if you don't ask them for it? People are like, yeah, I've been out trying to sell all day. I ain't had to sell yet. I said, have you asked anybody for some money? They're like, what you mean? All you really been doing is saying, hey, I got a widget for sale. And you hope they say, okay, I'll buy it. And they didn't. So he said, that's the sale I didn't get. Hey, I got a widget for sale. They didn't say, okay, I'll buy it. Nobody does. So I said, how many people did you actually ask for money? What do you mean? Like, hey, give me $10. Here's my widget. Do you have $20 for my widget? Can I get it? So they didn't even really say no yet. You didn't even ask for it. Hey, I got a widget for sale. Can I have $20 for it? Then if they say no, at least you asked for it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. People just present the widget and hope somebody buy it, and never really ask for the money. Even this class, telling this class, I don't just tell people what this class is about. I tell them what it's about, and I say, sometimes, like, I'll just give it up. At least one person is here and they didn't have to pay. Not yet. Why would you do that? Because once they taste it, I'm going to ask them for the money. I'm always closing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I'll tell somebody, yeah, we got this class, we got this seminar. They say, oh, that sounds nice. I say, yeah, I know it sounds nice. So how many tickets are you buying? 2? 1 or 2? That's a closing question. Or I say, so are you coming by yourself or you and your wife? I gotta talk to her. I gotta find out what my wife is doing. I say, cool, when you gonna talk to her? But she gets home today at 7. I say, cool, do you mind if I call you back at tomorrow and see what she said? I'm asking questions. I'm not finna just, I deserve it. They were like, well, yeah, he said he might come. He got to talk to his wife first. Well, what are you doing next? What do you mean, I would say, what time does she get home? So you going to talk to her tonight about 7? Okay, cool deal. Can I call you tomorrow about noon? I'm trying to get these tickets sold, man. I gotta buy food. I need to have my number counted. So what's up? Can I call you by noon? Bad. Okay, cool. I'm not afraid to ask all of that stuff. My emotions are not, and they used to be, are not messed up about money. Because I don't have $39 to go to a seminar. What? You don't have $39 to go to a seminar to teach people how to make money? Brother, you need to go. That's rude. No, that's true. And I don't have a problem saying that. I'm not going to say it in an indignant way. I'm not trying to make him feel horrible, but I am trying to say, what do you mean? Or I might do this. Where you work at? Man, they must not be paying nothing if you ain't got $39. You need to be here. But guess what I know? They're going to go buy something somewhere. Don't believe the hype. Man, I'm broke, bro. You know what I asked? I said, you got cable? They were like, yeah. I said, you ain't broke. Broke people don't have cable.
Subscriptions, man.
Broke people don't have cable. It's cable like $90 a month. Like broke people don't have cable.
More than that. Right.
So you ain't broke, bro. And I don't have a problem saying that. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid to ask for it. I ask for money all the time. I tell my kids, ask for it, brother. Ask for it. If they give it to you, get it. Don't lie for it. Don't cheat for it. Don't steal for it. But get it. My mama taught us, don't ask your uncles for money. I tell my son, go ask your uncles for some money.
Right.
Go ask your aunts for some money. Go ask Miss such and such for some money. I don't care. Ask anybody you want to ask for some money. Miss so-and-so, can I have $10? She might say yeah. She might say no. What if she get offended? I don't care. Because asking somebody for $10 is not something to be offended over. And if you are, you have been taught the wrong way. Like most of us have been. And then the second part of this emotional, messed up mindset for money, we don't want to ask for it and we don't want to talk about it, but we love to talk about all the negative sides of it. Man, I ain't got no money to be doing that. Man, you want me to go where? Oh my God, that was so much money. You know, we go out to eat at some nice restaurant. You knew it was a nice restaurant before we got here. And you looking at the receipt talking about, man, oh my, $30, ooh, good night. Girl, that ain't cute. I don't hang around with people like that. And as soon as I know you like that, we can't roll. Because I don't need that going into me. I'm trying to change the way I see money. I'm trying to change the way I feel about money. Because how you feel about it is where it starts. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we behave based on how we feel. And it's kind of like how you think determines how you feel. How you feel determines how you behave or act. How you behave or act. I'll say this. Between how you feel and how you act, it's a decision. It's a choice. So what you think about determines how you feel. How you feel determines how you decide, or the choices that you make. And the choices that you make determines what you do. And then what you do determines your outcome in life. So when it comes to money, I don't get around people who think wrong about money. Because I don't need to think wrong about money, because I don't need to feel wrong about money, because I don't need to decide wrong about money, because I don't need to do my money wrong. And that's the line in which it goes. And if you have the wrong thinkings about money, the wrong feelings about money, yes ma'am. Oh, okay. You're going to inevitably make poor choices where money is concerned. And that's not what you're after. That's not what you're trying to do. So start when you leave here today, and we'll kind of pin it here. When you leave here today, start thinking about, how do you feel about money? How does not having any make you feel? How does the thought of having a whole lot make you feel? Decisions that you make, how are they affected by how you feel about money? Think about your business. If you have a business, why is it not growing? It's because of how you feel about money. Because most of the decisions that we make, barring our relationships, is all rooted in how we feel about money. Because what is the thing that we spend all of our life trying to do when we get out of school? Make a living. Husbands and wives come and go, unfortunately. You have kids, they move out. But what do you never stop doing? Trying to make that money to keep life going. You can go to church, you still got to make that money to keep life going. You can have job after job, still got to make that money to keep life going. That's the one thing that remains consistently in our entire lives, and it's the only thing that we don't know nothing about.
Right.
I just think that we're so brainwashed just with society and what they have basically taught us in school. They're not teaching us that when we get out of school, it's just like the next step, go to college. They're not teaching us how to basically invest in ourselves.
Well, they don't know how to.
Right, because it's like generation of things. Just people just have the same mentality.
And it is I asked the guy.
You imagine coming out of the civil rights movement, the amount of people of color that were in business and doing so good and so well. But it's like every single time we as a people are trying to rise up, we get knocked down by society. And it's so hard to start building back the process again, because all of the leaders that we do have, they cut them down.
You got to look at it from this perspective for financially, what you're talking about, even what you just said. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. What I understand about America and its whole big picture, a few things. Some of you may agree with it, you might not come back next time for class. America itself was born out of rebellion. It used to be a part of Britain and decided we don't want to be down with them no more. We're going to fight and go to war so we can do our own thing. And then when they did their own thing, they found the Indians and, killed them jokers, and they murdered, raped, and pillaged all the way to get here.
Yeah.
And then when they wrote the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unlimited rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. While they were writing it, they had a slave standing next to them, passing out drinks to everybody. So while they were writing it, they did not believe it.
Oh, no.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so now you look at a country that's got two parts to it, Democrat, Republican, which means we're separated inherently. That's the nature of the system. It's a separatist system.
Yeah.
But you're mad saying, how come we can't unify? You can't unify anything from a separated system. So you're really chasing the wind here. There will never be a unified America as long as there's a Democrat and a Republican. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not even a democracy. We're a republic. And then you look at black people and the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, and I get it, I feel it. I said, but you can't, you don't have a right to complain about America's system holding you down if you are on food stamps. Because it's their system that's feeding you. If you got Section 8, keep your little mouth closed, because it's their system. So do you want to break away from their little system? Oh no. So what are you out here marching for? Don't be complaining about the system that's just feeding you. And that just ain't right. So, and then secondly, if the system does suck, get off of it and let's figure out a way to make it. So I'm unbiased, so I can see all of the little parts. And the worst case scenario, I said, I don't care if a Democrat is in office or Republican is in office. I'm going to learn whatever the rules are. I'm going to maximize those rules that govern me, and I'm going to succeed in them. Period. You want to change the world, go make some money. Because the people with money, the Bible says the poor man's wisdom is not heard. You want to change the world, make some money. All of this talk ain't going to do it. Even Martin Luther King's whole thing, nonviolence. But it wasn't nonviolence. It was non-physical violence. But it was social and economic violence that he imposed. So anytime a thing changes because of the violence pushed against it, meaning it didn't really change. And that's why we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now. The Coca-Cola didn't say, you're right, it's wrong to make blacks sit in the back of the bus. They didn't say that. They said, okay, we don't want to lose no money, so we're going to let black people sit where they want to sit. Which is why racism is still here, because it never moved. They only changed the law because of the economic force pushed against it. It wasn't the airline saying, you're right. That's not right. We're going to change. Do you see what I'm saying? They said, we don't want to feel the blunt of nobody flying, so we're going to change. So the rules changed because of money. The rules are not changed because people said, this ain't right. So that's why we still live in a world where we're dealing with, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So having money, a lot of times, changes a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah. Like, when we get done with this class, you're empowered. I've helped people start their businesses, and they're still going. Right. But I don't mess around with a lot of politics. Because I say, you know what I need to do? I really want to change a person's life. I'm going to just create a way to teach them how to go in power and do their thing. That's really the way you change. And even from Obama to every other president, I'm gonna create jobs. No, you're not. You can't create a job. You know? Do you know? I understand economics. How do you create a job? Somebody tell me. Start a business and hire people. Ain't no president ever started a business and hired nobody. Talking about I'm gonna create jobs. No, you're not. We were bamboozled into all of this fluff stuff. The only way to create a job is for you to go incorporate something and then give somebody a job. You just created a job. Do you see what I'm saying? When Amazon came to Jacksonville, that created a certain amount of jobs. You know why? Because it was a company willing to pay people. So in what you're saying, if you really want to change the world that you live in, first start with changing yourself. You've heard this before. And then change your household, empower them economically, and then change. And even blacks get mad at me because they're like, "You supposed to be a black-owned business." I said, "No, I want money business. I'm not a black. You're not going to subjugate me to my color when it comes to my business. You don't want to be subjugated to your color when you got to sit in the theater. So no, I'm a black man who happens to own a business and successful business, and I'm going to patronize whoever wants to buy my stuff. Now I can pick and choose where I want to shop, but I'm not going to tell white people, Chinese people, don't come and buy stuff from me. You know what I'm saying? I can decide where I want to sow my money, but I'm not going to let anybody, positive or negative, let my color be the thing that determines who I am and why I am. Because we're quick to do it when it's advantageous to us, and then we get mad about it when it's an inconvenience to us. I said we got to just finally be looked at as black folk. I'm just a man who happens to be black doing my thing, and because I'm a man, you got to respect me. Now I'm a black man, respect me. I'm not about that. I'm about going to make some money, teaching people how to do what they want to do, going in the hood and making some differences. Getting with some, I talk to at-risk youth kids, and I don't talk to them about not selling dope. Enough people get on their nerves about that. I'm talking to them about, what are your dreams? Let's make them happen. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I guess that's a little rant. But yeah, man, society, the way that the world was created, our education system, did you know that the way they created it on purpose was to churn out employees? So wealthy people could have people to work for them. It was designed that way, like on purpose. Right, I was talking to the lady, she was like, I got a master's degree in education. I said, do you know where education came from? She was like, huh? I said, yeah, who's the father of education? What system did they build our education on? She said, well, our master's degree didn't teach us that. That's the most important part of it. They have no idea. And so again, it's all fluff. And the only way to get to see clear is go make some real money and see what's real and what's not. The guy that owns the college, he owns the college. He don't have a job. Why is he selling you a $30,000 job? He's selling you a degree for $30,000, but he don't have a job. He owns the school. You understand what I'm saying? If I think it's like 18%, 28% of people that graduate from college can't find a job in their field, and then they have a job in somebody else's field, or they can't find a job at all, where in the world could a company that's succeeding only 28% of the time keep selling the same stuff? Nowhere. Bamboozled. That's my point.
Brainwash.
Nowhere else could you fail 80% and people keep saying, yeah, let's keep going down that same road. And, except for college. And the government is making a killing on it, and private schools are making a killing on it. And they don't even have it. Do you know that the average millionaire in our country, in any ways, don't have a degree? One of my mentors said, Joseph, find out what wealthy people are doing and do that. And he was telling me he got an honors degree in finance from Morehouse College. It cost him like $50,000. He never had a job. He said, I should have got a refund. I couldn't find a job. He's been owning businesses forever now. He couldn't get a job, so he started a business. But my point is, he's the one who taught me. He said, you don't need a degree. He was like, you got cards? He said, brother, what do you do with all your cards? I said, throw them away. He said, so you don't got to have no card to make no money. My cleaning company was doing $250,000 a year. I didn't have a website. I didn't have no T-shirts with my logo on it. I didn't have no magazines on the side of the car. None of that. I figured out what I needed to do to get the money to come in. That stuff is okay to have. It's peripheral, but it's not the thing. But again, this world, society, whatever, it teaches us just the wrong way to see getting money. But these guys, they know. And they just watching. And they ain't saying nothing.
Is that a 6%?
It's 3 to 5%, I believe. They just watching. They know what time it is. They're not telling you. Kind of like when your baby say, where do babies come from? And you say, when mommy and daddy love each other. You know they ain't the whole truth. Nowhere near close to the truth. You know really what time it is, but you got the little 4-year-old running around saying, yeah, babies come from. And that's how we live down here. They know how money is really made. They know what time it is. They know how to tax it. They know how to do all of that stuff. They know how to get healed of cancer, AIDS. They know all of that. And they just looking down like, we only going to tell y'all enough for y'all to keep funneling money in this direction.
Same thing with the cancer, right? They have a cure for both the cancer and the AIDS.
I believe, and even if it ain't a cure, it's something that these rich people got that they still walking. And everybody down here's dying.
Yeah.
So anyways, you guys get my point. So we're going to keep getting into this stuff. We're going to keep digging into your psyche about it. And I want you to leave here thinking about it and thinking about how you feel about money, how it makes you feel, the fear, the anxiety, the dread. Watch the people around you complain about it. Watch the people around you don't want to talk. Like start to see and realize real fast, you know what? I can't stay this way. I can't be this way. I don't want to be this. You see what I'm saying? And again, it's mind-blowing to me that it's not more people here. 60,000 people here, you say, we're going to start teaching people how to make money, like how to make real money, how to get your mind right to make some money. We're not asking for nothing. What I charge for this class is pennies compared to what I could charge for and what eventually will be charged for. But at the end of the day, why ain't more people saying, because everybody talk about making more money, but they just talking. They're not ready. They're not ready.